This is my story of hope. When God throws you a curveball. My name is Quintin Jonck, and this is my story. I just knew inside something was wrong. And when I went to the doctor, he told me I was HIV positive. And he was quite cold. He wasn't even warming. I think it was because everybody felt it's one of those sins in the Bible that nobody wants to hear about. And he told me I've got about 2 to 4 years to live. And I was broken. I was really broken. I felt that, I make my life right and everything was just going so great. Why did this have to happen? The one thing I was lucky about was that I had my pastor with me, and I was walking a road with 2 guys, and I was really accountable to them. And they were really close to me, and I had one of them with me, and it was our senior pastor. And that's why I'm saying I'm lucky, because he was also devastated. We went back to his office, and there was also a lady that were doing counseling at that time at church, and that also knew me well and knew my family well. And in that time, we were just praying because we didn't know what else to do. And that was immediately afterwards. And I wrote the things down, and God gave me a couple of promises through the prayer that first time that after I've heard. He said, I will get married and I will have children. And there will be a book written about my life and about my experiences. And that I will be healed and I will have life, a full life. And 2 to 4 years to live, those things just sounded impossible. And and every time something bad happens to you, you have to go through, they call it acceptance. There's a whole lot of psychiatry or whatever, I don't know what you call it, but you have to go through a stage of acceptance. And before you have to go through that stage, you need to go through all these feelings and emotions and all those things. And I felt feelings of shame first. I think it was such a shameful disease at that time. And I was angry. I was angry at God. I was angry at myself, how the ways I lived, and I knew it was wrong, but I felt hated. I felt unloved. I was angry at myself. I was angry at the people. I was angry at God, and I just didn't want to live. I was thinking of committing suicide, but I knew it was wrong. So many emotions that goes through, and it went on like that for weeks. It was just a roller coaster ride. I can't explain it otherwise. It was just the amount of emotions that goes through, and you still have to go on with life. I didn't want to go to work. I didn't feel like living anymore, and nothing in life actually mattered. I tried to cope, but it was just impossible. But I think the one thing that I had that a lot of people don't have is I had family. I had church family that really supported me, that stood by me, that walked the road with me, people that I could really talk to, people that could pray for me. I don't know if it was possible. I'd probably be dead, committed suicide or something like that, if it wasn't for those people walking close to me. And you never know when these things happen. And if you don't walk a road with people, you can never go through a hard time with people on your side because you don't know them. And it was just tough. But I still had those people walking with me and trying to help me getting through that part of acceptance and working through issues and working through my emotions and all the things that was going through my mind, the thoughts and all those things. And I think the hardest part was breaking up with a girl. Because 2 to 4 years to live, you've got a disease that's that nobody knows a lot of. It's dangerous. You cannot really get married because of the disease. I went to I actually just first sent someone because I couldn't face her. I felt so shameful just to tell her and face her at that time. And I sent someone to tell her, and because I couldn't do it myself. And she just immediately came to me and told me she will walk the road if God wants us to walk this road. She will walk the road with me.